Hey everyone, it is late at night and I am Norman. Months ago, I ordered a very nerdy and interesting watch, and it's finally arrived. And the module in this watch has a very interesting feature. The watch that I just received is the D20 watch, and this rolls RPG dice. So tonight I'm going to share my first impressions of this watch. Let us begin. Here is the watch up close. So when I was in high school, I played a bit of D&D. And way back then, it was 2nd edition. A friend of mine was the dungeon master, and he was really good. I don't recall the details of our adventures, but I do recall that at the time I was super impressed and it was really fun. So a year or two ago, somewhere around there, I decided it would be fun to put together a campaign and try and find people who were interested in playing. So my neighbor, my 2 sons, and a couple of their friends have been playing about once a month or so. So when this watch showed up on social media and I read the details of what it does, I had to get one. It's available in 3 variants: the stainless steel case, the black resin, and an orange color variant. The black resin was the cheapest one, so I went with that. As you can see, that is not what I have. So the company, Timestop, had some issues with their case supplier, so there were delays. At that time, they offered to give us both the black and the orange strap, but there were more delays. So I received an email saying that if I wanted to, I could upgrade to the stainless steel case free of charge. And so I did. And I'm glad I did, because this is a really nice case. It is absolutely solid feeling. I like how crisp the edges are. The whole thing is brushed and it actually looks really cool. And these straps look cool too. They're very soft and comfortable. However, it's kind of interesting. You have to feed the strap through these lugs every time you put it on or take it off. So you undo this, and then you slide it through here to loosen it up enough to slip it onto your wrist. And then you tighten it up again and replace this. And the only problem with that is these loops of sorts kind of catch in here because the lugs are pretty short. But I have found a way of gently doing that to try and minimize the wear on the strap. Let me put this in a better slot here. I like the way this is brushed. And it doesn't feel cheap at all. Kind of like the case, it's very solid feeling. Now when I first opened up this watch, I was outside, it was daytime. I hit the light button and it looked like it had a light in there akin to something like an F91W. So I figured, well, you're not going to be reading the time in the dark. But it actually has a light on both sides. So it's pretty legible. You can see that dot down there. That is the random number generator. So this rolls RPG dice. You can see them along the top of the readout there, and you can select different ones. And it even lights up when you do that. I don't know if it does that when it's brighter, because I was doing some things with this, playing around with it in a well-lit room, and I didn't notice the light coming on then, but I'll play around with that before I do the full review. And I'm not going to go over all the details of this module in this video. This is just kind of first impressions. So keep your eyes open for the full review of this, and I will walk you through all the things that it does. There are some features that I need to hit the instruction manual for still, because it actually does quite a bit. So it will do bonuses and whatnot. Just pretty cool. All it does is tell the time and date and roll dice. There's no stopwatch or anything else. It has a really cool aesthetic to it though. And this just looks perfect with that aesthetic. Also, before I do the full review of this, I'm going to do a semi-scientific test on how well it rolls. So I'm thinking about taking a couple individual dice, rolling them a bunch on the watch, and rolling some actual dice, and compare the average of that set of rolls. I'm also going to go in to where you can roll multiple dice, and I'm going to do the same with that and just kind of compare the results. If they aren't that far off, that will be really impressive. You can even roll this in the dark, because you can do that and the value stays on there for a bit, so you can turn on the light before it returns to the date. There it goes. So Timestop, if you go to their website and look at their products, they make the D20. That's all that I see there. Yeah, I originally got the resin one because it's kind of a novelty thing. It's not a watch that I was really going to be wearing often. I would definitely wear it while I'm playing D&D, but I just went with the cheapest one. But this one is definitely next level. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, do so and click the notifications. So when I've spent some time with this and I do the full review, you don't miss that. I will walk you through all of the features of the watch. If you're a D&D nerd like me, I think you'll be intrigued by what it does. So before I let you go, let's see what this looks like on the wrist. And fitting for this video, I am wearing my Casio A700 on the mesh strap because it looks so good on this watch. And I think it might have been Teddy, maybe even Turtleneck Teddy, that turned me on to this piece. He did a review of them, I think it was him, and it just looked so great on his wrist. I tracked one down. At the time that I got this, the only place you could get these on the mesh strap was on zoomies.com. I couldn't find them anywhere else, and now they aren't even there. So I'm not sure where you could get these pieces on this strap. But it's such a cool look. I love it. Let me take this off and we'll see what the D20 looks like when you're wearing it. And here it is on my 7-inch wrist, 55 millimeters wide. The strap is definitely a little bit tricky to utilize at first, but it is so comfortable. It's a little bit stretchy. It's not elastic, but it has some give to it, and it's just absolutely comfortable. It's the perfect look for this watch's design. That just looks so great. And it's fairly thin. There's even drilled lugs. Not only is it functional, but it looks pretty cool. Yeah, I'll definitely hit the instruction book and get familiar with how to operate everything on here so I can show you that in the full review. There you have it, a super fun watch, especially if you're a D&D nerd, and it looks pretty cool too. Thanks for watching.